We might be too young to have a spotted cow, but we are both diehard Packers fans.
I could talk about this for hours.
He was my legend. He was my quarterback one. Taysom Hill, forever in my heart.
We have a kind of a reputation of being the young diehard fans. How was that, Dr. Pepper Taysom?
Amazing.
Okay, good. Let's keep it under 25 minutes, all right?
What is going on, folks of the internet? Welcome back to the Underage Packers podcast for a special episode 86. We are doing this one live on Halloween night. Big B, how you feeling on this victory weekend?
Very, very good. Enjoyed some stress-free football for I feel like the first time in forever, so it was very enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a good day all around. I got the only treat I need is my Dr. Pepper. I'm gonna have a brat after this. I mean, life is good right now. The Packers are 7-1 on top of the NFC North. I'm so excited for this episode. We're really full on winning it. So that obviously means it should be a fun one, as I am sitting here in what I like to call my niche Aaron Rodgers costume. I'm obviously repping the Adidas beanie like he always does. And then I got a little bit of hair here that it's supposed to be like a beard wig, but I just like cut it up here, and it really didn't end up working too well. And I was gonna actually, use it for Rodgers' actual beard, but it didn't work out. End of story. I got Adidas, I got long hair. You get the gist of it. But the thing that really puts the costume all together is my Alchemist book along with me. So, if I was actually going trick-or-treating, I'd probably put a Rodgers jersey on and carry this around with me. But I think my Twitter post is really what gets down to the fine details here, what makes a costume. So, let's see here. We're running an operation here, working with StreamYard. So I apologize. I mean, if you can't see this greatness that is about to pop up for the people watching live, then I apologize to you. But let's get this thing going. Oh, wrong one. Why aren't you over? All right, this is going so seamlessly here, folks. I'm not sure. All right, okay. Let's pull this up. We'll do it the long way. But I just paying attention to Rodgers' detail. So let's see here. All right, I got my Alchemist book. I got and then in the next picture, here we go. We got the folklore album that Rodgers apparently loves, and then I'm trying to recreate that one meme with like the cartoon Wolverine, where he's looking at that picture or something old, like that classic meme, something in a picture frame, and he's just like hurt. And he's thinking, wow, the times we used to have. And so you see that obviously with a Jake Kumro picture, Alchemist there. And then, like I mentioned, folklore album, I got a football card of Mercedes Lewis and Randall Cobb. And then also, let's see here. Let's bring this full screen. So, I just ended up taking Big B out.
Oh, thanks a lot. Jeez.
And then you got his fiance Shailene Woodley's movie in the background. So there's a lot of fine details there. So that was a great one. But the main attractions here, the main reason that we had a great Halloween weekend is because of our Aaron Nagler and Corey Banky costumes. And I don't mean to toot our own horn, Big B, but I think we knocked it out of the park, man. I mean,
yeah, we did a pretty good job.
I mean,
Pretty
Matt
proud.
Mamba is still just like he's still getting you guys confused. And I mean, let's see here. Okay, so let's go back over to this tab, and I'm sharing, and let's pull this up here because I was thinking the night before, I was like, man, this might not work out. I don't know if we're going to do too well. And then we just put it out there to the public sphere, and they absolutely eat it up. Look at this right here. Can you see this? Yes. Look at this killer Aaron Nagler costume from the man himself right here, Big B. Absolutely phenomenal. He's got the Cheesehead TV glass filled with apple juice. He's got a Cheesehead TV hat, Cheesehead TV shirt, and then the classic headset. But what really brings it all together is the mustache, the winning streak mustache, and even more greater. Let's pull this up. Next picture. Oh, you're doing one of Nagler's classic poses that he does all the time in his Instagram poses. Big B round of applause to you there.
Thank you.
So, yeah, and you get just to there I am as Corey Banke. I'm upset that Madison and Milwaukee exist. But that was a fun time. So,
Yes, that was.
we appreciated all of the sports and the reactions to our costumes there. Now, let's get into some Packers. Oh, wait. Should we talk about the Packers costume party first, or at least what Aaron Rodgers had been going on?
Sure, why not? Let's do it.
Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers' costume here. He's dressed up as John Wick. He hinted earlier that a few weeks ago that he was preparing. He's growing his hair out, preparing for a Halloween costume, and he did a really good job at it as John Wick. I've never seen the John Wick movies. I only know him because of Fortnite, if I'm being honest. But there, John Wick is with Bane, Mercedes Lewis. I believe that's whose Mercedes is.
Yeah.
So that was. Oh wait, was I not on that tab the whole time?
No, I was wondering what you're doing.
Okay. Well, that's all right then. I'm sure everybody's seen the Instagram photos by now.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, now to some Green Bay Packers football. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, we're full on winning this. All right, so Packers obviously got their win this past Thursday against the Arizona Cardinals in the Red Sea, which might be a stretch at this point. That was virtually a home game for the Packers.
Pretty much.
Not only were Go Pack Go chants very audible throughout mostly the entire game, but also this is how you know that Packers fans just traveled well there. Bucks in 6 chants broke out at a football game because the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Phoenix Suns in the NBA championship, and people just really wanted Arizona people to suffer that night.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. I mean, even in after the game, you could see when they're doing post-game interviews, there's it's still so filled because most of the people there were Packers fans. So Arizona, they're doing the best they've done in a while. They're 7-0. They've got a nice young quarterback. They just traded for DeAndre Hopkins a year ago, and they just still can't draw any fans to their stadium. And,
Such a shame.
Poor Arizona. Yeah. And you see, now to this actual game here, 24-21. It was a crazy game. A lot of memorable moments in there. And when you have a game like this with 2 really tough teams playing their best football at that moment, you see a lot of times those games just come down to the little plays that, really turn over a game, the little turnovers. And it comes down to who makes the least amount of mistakes, plays that could go either way. And you point to the punt that was fumbled by Arizona right before the half. I mean, it would be a much bigger deal if Green Bay ended up scoring a touchdown from that on the 1-yard line, But still, just plays like that. Obviously, even the game-clinching play by Rasul Douglas plays crazy, out of this world, bang, bang, unpredictable type plays that end up deciding games like these against 2 top-tier teams.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
About to go Corey Banke style here a little bit. You're inside the 5 or whatever after getting a turnover on a punt. Special teams turnover, to be exact. You don't get many of those around here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, okay?
Oh, no.
Running game has been working all day. Can't stop it at all. So you decide to pass 3 times. What is the thought process there? Now I get if they ran it 3 times and they would have been stuffed, I would be saying, why don't you pass?
Yeah.
But still, come on. I mean, you got AJ Dillon, who has been running through defenders all night long.
Yep.
And then you just don't even use even Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I know people have shown all 22 film on that same goal line situation and pretty much throughout the whole game. Rogers commented on this, how Arizona pretty much just stacked the fronts and pretty much were in goal line the whole game. And then, especially even at the goal line, they even increased that even more. So those fronts looked really challenging to run on. But the plays they called instead of that were lame.
Exactly.
Like, I don't. That was hard to watch. The red zone play calling has improved. The goal to go situation, that still needs to be worked on.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt LaFleur commented on that. And, a lot of people, look, man, we can't talk about this game without talking about the injuries that the Packers were dealing with. Okay, I don't need to list them again. But because of that, a lot of people have been hyping Matt LaFleur up. Obviously, he's 33-7 in his first 40 regular season games, an absolutely insane record. But a lot of people, because they got that win, dealing with a lot of those injuries, a lot of people are, how do I phrase this? Because I love Matt LaFleur. I think he's doing a great job this season. He has his first two as well. But they're kind of ignoring a little bit the bad play calling, the bad decisions from Matt LaFleur in this game, just a teensy bit.
Okay.
I don't want to. This isn't trying to be a hot take at all, but I get it. Winning without Devontae Adams, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Zadarius Smith, Jair Alexander, David Bakhtiari, Josh Myers, Alan Lazard. List goes on and on against the only undefeated team. That's really impressive.
Yes.
But to go out there and, like I said, really impressive. But to then call him Coach of the Year, oh my God, this was his greatest game. What a fantastic game by Matt LaFleur. This is his best season yet, as John Kuhn said, and completely ignoring the faults he had in that game. And I'm maybe they're not ignoring it, but they are though. It's just
I mean, if I remember correctly, you were calling Matt LaFleur Coach of the Year in our group chat that we have that night. So
I
remember that you did. I remember.
Yeah. Well, maybe I was a few too many Dr. Peppers at that point. I know I definitely called Brian Gutekunst Executive of the Year though.
Yeah.
In our group chat, because of the personnel that Gutekunst has been able to achieve, and just like I said, what situation was it? It was Whitney Mercedes, Jalen Smith signing. People like that were hating on him all this offseason. Now suddenly he goes out and signs two veterans. Very commonplace move for him. And they're like, oh my God, Brian Gutekunst, I love you. And now people are starting to come around. This time it's actually deserved. Well, it's always actually deserved, but they're not as bipolar. It makes more sense for them to be switching sides now, and to give them some credit there for there's so many parts in this Arizona game coming down to players that Brian Gutekunst just saw on the street and added to his team just recently, with Devondre Campbell being, without a doubt, the best value free agency signing this offseason. People were all worried when the Packers the only free agent they signed in the first wave was a long snapper, Joe Fortunato, who got cut. But then in June, they see this guy, Devondre Campbell. There was so much talk this offseason. Okay, there's going to be a lot of veteran cap casualties, a lot of veteran free agents that aren't going to be signed right away. Wait a little bit, and they're going to be on the market for really cheap just because of the COVID rules and how teams were able to maneuver with cap space. And I'm sure there's a few that don't want to be on practice squads, but I'm sure, obviously that's better for them than to be on the street. But anyways, they signed Devondre Campbell for only $2 million in June. And then just a few weeks ago, Kevin Keene, Jair Alexander go down. They like what they have in Eric Stokes, but they need more than Isaac Adams. So right away, they'll go out there and signed Quentin Dunbar and Rasul Douglas. They found out Douglas is much better. He's able to start. He goes in for Isaac Yadam during the Bengals game, and boom, he's right away out there getting the start and then making the key play against his former team that he was on the practice squad of just this past September, and he gets a game-stealing interception. So a lot of, and then GM Aaron Rodgers also doing his job by getting 2 touchdowns. Randall Cobb, man.
Yeah.
Big B, what were some of your thoughts on this Packers Cardinals game?
Well, very stressful game, especially at the end, of course. That last Cardinals drive, I was super depressed, just thinking, how the hell did we choke this game? How are we going to lose this game?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Rasul Douglas makes everything feel better inside. But one thing I noticed was A.J. Dillon at fullback.
Oh.
At least once. I don't know if it was multiple times. I haven't rewatched the game
Mm-hmm.
yet, but I remember the one time picking up the first down. He was at fullback with Aaron Jones also in. I thought that was really interesting. I would love to see a lot more of that.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. And Devondre Campbell, QB spying Kyler Murray for a lot of that game. Thought he did a fantastic job at that. Of course, had that one big sack.
Oh, yeah.
Forget when that was. Third quarter, second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. But that
by his feet.
Yeah, but that was a really good play by him on that sack, and just all around good game.
For sure. Had its weak points, but overall, we were kind of worried in our preview that, okay, it makes way too much sense for the Packers to just run the ball and rely on their 2 running backs in this game. And they're like, so that means they're probably not going to do it. But they ended up doing it.
Yeah.
And they gave the ball to Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon quite a bit. And A.J. Dillon, man, after fumbling 2 times against Washington, he was ready to play Thursday night against Arizona. Great game for him. I don't have the stats on him.
And he was looking like Derrick Henry out there. Like he was not like getting tackled when the first defender hit him. It was always the second or third defender who met him. It was insane. Like he was just running through people left and right. It was awesome.
Yes.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah, that stretch from like the second and third quarter, really when the offense got out of the spurt they were in for those first 2 drives. I guess I'd say I don't know the word for it, the troubling offense, the offense that Aaron Rodgers really wants to work but isn't going to happen. The offense where Aaron Rodgers throws it 20 yards on 3rd and 3, that kind of offense. Once they got out of that offense after second and third drive, then they started to A.J. Dillon, and he just gets going, man. Long run after long run. 7 yards, 8 yards, 9 yards, like you said. I mean, even if he wasn't hit right away, because he was playing really fast out there, he was making a lot of yards after contact. So that was really exciting to see. And then with the wide receiver position, obviously having your top 3 wide receivers out, which there was a lot of takes leading up to this game, once again, on the Packers wide receiver situation. Some saying, of course, the classic, we're going back to May of 2020, that Aaron Rodgers, of course, that now we see the weakness of the Green Bay Packers. Now that Devontae Adams is out, they are going to go into bankruptcy. I tend to get. I've been having quite a likeness for hyperboles quite lately on the show, but and then on the other side, it'll be fine with Joan Winfrey and Malik Taylor, which isn't maybe a little. I mean, they were. Juwan Winfrey got a handful of catches, and man, like they utilized Aaron Jones out of the backfield as a receiver quite a bit. I really can't even recall who Rodgers really relied on in the past game.
Cobb,
yeah. I mean,
really. I mean, and Jones had those. I don't even know what they're called. They're not the flat. Is it the flat?
Screens.
Yeah, kind of like screen type plays, like those quick passes to Jones, barely. Shit, what is it called? I don't know. I'm trying to think of a word. I don't know what it is, but you get the point. They were going to that a lot, and that just kept working. And then they did that on the Cobb touchdown. I think that was the second or Cobb touchdown. They did that same type of play, but we went to Cobb, which was.
Let's pull up the box score here. See this target differentiation here. Aaron Jones had the most receptions here with 7. Tunyon with 3. Winfrey with 4. Josiah getting 2 receptions for 20 yards. Cobb 3 receptions for 15 yards. So for 22 attempts, or 22 receptions total, 184 yards receiving. So that's really not that much between others. So, but overall, a good game plan for the offense, and the defense really did not do too bad against the Cardinals. In the fourth quarter, they started to slip a little bit. DeAndre Hopkins also being out for the majority of the second half also plays a big part in that, obviously. But the defense did really solid. And that's really complimentary game of football, and able to get turnovers at the right time. 2 interceptions on Kyler Murray. Oh, and how am I forgetting? I'm just looking at the box score now, seeing how many times Kyler Murray was sacked, how many times he was pressured. What a phenomenal game from the Green Bay Packers pass rushing core. Like, Rashawn Gary, where was we were talking last week against Washington, how good of a game he had, and here we are again. Rashawn Gary had a great game. And also, you know who else had a great game?
Dean Lowry.
Dean Lowry.
Like
that. Or that pressure on Kyler where Dean pretty much pushes Kyler's own offensive lineman into him. Fun to watch.
Shout out to Dean Lowry, man.
Shout out to Dean Lowry.
What a man. This dude's been playing with his ass on fire these past couple weeks. It's been amazing to watch. Dean Lowry finally proving the haters wrong. Let's go.
Right. And
I feel like I say that every week, but I'm gonna continue saying that every week if you keep playing like this.
Exactly, man.
Let's go, baby.
It's crazy to see Dean Lowry finally put it together. And really, like, we've seen the Dean kind of go through these patches before, though. Same with Kingsley Keke. I don't know if it's a defensive end thing all around the league, but they were able to get some good things going for 3-4 game stretch, and then all of a sudden they go right back down to average.
Mm-hmm.
But this time it seems like Dean's got a little bit of consistency going, and it could really be a surprising part on this team that I mentioned at the start of the year on kind of the Packers' plan to improve upon last year and take another step further. They retain all the guys that helped them get to 13-3, first seed in the NFC, a touchdown away from going to the Super Bowl. Or really refs being consistent, so many things that could have got them to the Super Bowl. So they retained those guys. And just like last year where they had guys like Robert Tonyan, Elton Jenkins take another step forward, Rashawn Gary, those guys that unexpectedly took another step up on the team. Marquez Valdes-Scantling being another one of those guys. Take another step up and really help them out. So then this year, they're hoping retain those guys and then have another few people that might be unexpected, might have been with a team for 2 weeks, 4 years, whatever, that can take another step up and help them improve upon last year, become a better team. Rashawn Gary has become even better. Dean Lowry maybe taking a step up, and it's exciting to watch this all come together for a really great group of players.
And one guy who's going to have to step up now with Robert Tonyan being injured is Josiah DeGuara. I thought he made most of his opportunities Thursday, had a couple nice catches, nice yaks, as the cool kids like to say. Thought he had a really made the most of his opportunities, and I'm excited to see what else he can do this year, now having probably a more expanded role in the offense.
For sure. He had some tight end screens that I really like to see. And, I was thinking the other day, early on in the season, I was like, I'm kind of surprised Josiah DeGuara isn't getting more of a role here in the offense. But then I remembered this is like his 11th game that he's playing in. And he wasn't at practice for the majority of the off season, so he's still got a lot of time to put it all together. He really struggled. I forgot who was against. He really struggled though in one particular game this season. Really awful at blocking. But yeah, like you mentioned, the unfortunate truth, though, with Robert Tonyan out, that he's going to have to step up. And let's talk about injuries, Big B. And then I kind of want to rant a little bit about the Thursday night football situation.
Oh, boy.
Right? But Robert Tonyan, obviously, unfortunately, undoubtedly, just throwing out words.
Again, do you have a dictionary in front of you or something?
Yeah, undoubtedly isn't even the correct usage. That doesn't even fit in that sentence, but that doesn't matter.
Like, what does that even mean? Are you sure that's even a word?
I know. I'm definitely sure it's a word. I've heard people use I've learned this in English class at some point. Are you sure? Are you sure it's not a word?
I don't know. I never heard it before, so I'm asking you. You apparently know what it means.
I don't know what it means. I know smart people use it though.
Just
look it up, man. Look it up.
All right.
Robert Tonyan has an ACL injury that will keep him out for the rest of the year. It really looked like at the point he got hurt wasn't when he went down or when the defender made contact with him, but it did look like a non-contact injury. And then Kylan Hill, man, this is such an unfortunate situation because he brings it out. And instantly, you're like, no, Kylan, why are you doing this? Why are you returning it? And it ends up really bad for him as it I couldn't really see it live or during watching the game, but his knee, your knee ain't supposed to be straight. The bottom half of your leg ain't supposed to be straight, man. And his leg was straight.
Yeah, that was yeah.
That was an ugly sight. So,
yeah,
unfortunate situation for the rookie Kylan Hill, who's kind of starting to see some involvement on the offensive side of the ball. But yeah, he had Hill out for the season, Tonyan out for the season, both with torn ACLs, and then Kingsley Keke also suffered a concussion. Yeah. And look, man, our friend Wes Hockwitz posted on his Instagram, and it was from a clip from Packers Unscripted this past week, where he talked about kind of the time range difference, the time zone difference with Thursday night football, that a away team should not have to go to a different time zone, playing that time zone, jet lag, whatnot. And then, the injuries are going to just flood in. And like we've seen so many times on Thursday night, and Wes mentioned this in his clip too, that Thursday night, it's not going away anytime soon as long as the NFL is making money off of it. But the constant injuries, it's hard to see, and just a bad product on the field. I'm not even talking about the poor choice of teams that we've seen recently, but because of this quick 3-day turnaround, which is absolutely insane, a bad product is on the field. Mm-hmm. But like I just said, people are going to continue watching it, including me. Like, Thursday night makes a ridiculous amount of money. We talked about it on our episode that it still ends up being, it doesn't matter if there's some absolutely garbage teams, Thursday night football is still always raking in some insane viewership. But I think Wes makes a good point with his time zone difference on Thursday night.
This man always does this. He must have seriously just left. Come on now. Well, I don't know what to do from this point on, but Jamal Williams was out today for the Lions. He was out for the Lions. Very unfortunate for Jamal. Hopefully he gets well soon. Oh, look, somebody's back. All right.
Yeah, I was trying to refresh it. I don't know what I was looking for, but I accidentally clicked that X there. So
Just
that's
leaving me
unfortunate.
here again, making me
Well,
talk about Jamal Williams. Like, what are you doing?
oh wow, what a tragedy for you. I'm sure you're so sad that you had to talk about Jamal Williams some more.
Yeah.
Where was I? About Thursday night. Wes
Yeah.
made a great point. We saw it again this week. Constant injuries. It's frustrating to see. All right. We will have an episode sometime this week about the Chiefs game this Sunday. But the thing that is coming up before then is this Thursday or this Tuesday with the trade deadline. We're already to this point. I remember very vividly last year all the talk about Will Fuller, Odell Beckham, like always, probably
Oh,
David
boy.
Njoku, you know, and we're back here at the trade deadline, and people are pounding the drum for Evan Ingram, as it looks like. And I swear to God, just like David Njoku, there's something about these 2018 tight end draft class where every single, or maybe it's 2017, like the Browns and the Giants have never been content with Evan Ingram or David Njoku, even OJ Howard with the Buccaneers, and there's trade rumors about them every single day of the week. It seems 365 days a year, there's trade rumors about them. And the Packers are again connected to this time Evan Ingram because Robert Tonyan is out for the season. Evan Ingram cannot catch. I'm sure the Giants might be a little bit desperate, so they might take 5th, 6th rounder. But Evan Ingram cannot catch. I don't know. He might still be on his rookie contract, or he might have got an extension. Can't catch, not worth it. End of story. Let's find somebody on the streets for tight end.
Yeah, they're definitely not making a move if they don't have to, and I feel like they don't have to, so we're not making a move. Not one player has interest me at all to trade in. So, end of story. They're not making a move. I'm sorry.
It's so funny how quickly people lose perspective on this.
Hmm.
Because last year, you had Will Fuller, who from Texans. Yeah. Oh my God. I love the Will Fuller story. Like, this is just a perfect win for us to say we were right.
Yeah.
Fools.
Hmm.
The people that think this is all one giant Madden franchise simulation. People getting all hyped about Will Fuller. Oh, the Packers have no wide receivers. Oh no. We got to get Will Fuller right now. And it came down to I have a image in my head of how this tremendous fight went down between Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur, and I'm sure everybody on the staff was taking sides. You probably even had Janice from the cafeteria taking a side with one of them, and Brian was not going to make the move for Will Fuller. The Texans were asking for a 2nd-round draft pick, and Matt LaFleur was like, I really want him.
Hmm.
So I'm not sure if it was heated at all. I'm sure it wasn't. But the head coach and the general manager aren't always going to agree on how the football team should be run. But ultimately, the general manager has authority over that. And Matt LaFleur he's not trying to change that. But whatever. Yeah. Split decision here. And ultimately, Will Fuller, injury prone, we know that. So he's out for 2 games. Okay, 2 or 3 games after the trade deadline. We knew that ahead of time. But then after that, he gets back. I think he plays like 1 game. And he's suspended for the rest of the regular season.
Yeah.
And
so we were right already. Like, not even like a whole month after the trade deadline. Like, we're already right about this.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I'm not saying we were right because we had the foresight to foresee that Will Fuller would get suspended or that we were with him the night he took drugs, whatever. But I'm saying we're right because of the philosophy. Sometimes the best moves are the ones you don't make.
Mm-hmm.
And what everybody was arguing during that time of why the Packers should give up a 2nd-round draft pick for Fuller, it came down to the last minute. Their argument was, well, they're just going to waste it. Look what they did with their last 2nd-round draft pick. They drafted a running back. and just running back,
Yeah.
and yeah, I haven't seen too much AJ Dillon, too much waste of a second round draft pick lately.
Yeah.
But
I haven't either.
and now with their second round draft pick that would have gone to Will Fuller, they have a new starting center in Josh Myers. So
Yeah.
when Will Fuller has an injury, he was signed by the Dolphins for a pretty outrageous amount. He has an injury now, so but that's just my classic trade deadline story that I'll just hold on to that for a while. The one player that I could see, I like you said, I cannot imagine them trading for a player that's just out of their playbook.
Yeah.
Fletcher Cox, though, with the Eagles, this is just such a unimaginable, unrealistic move. It looks like there is rumors that the Eagles are planning to move on to Fletcher, All-Pro, Pro Bowler, one of the best defensive tackles in the game, who would be an absolute beast with Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, and Preston Smith on that defensive line, and I'd love to see that. But
Yes.
the Eagles know what he's worth, even though he's a veteran. He has some years on him. They know they can definitely get, I wouldn't say a first-round pick, but they can definitely get a second-round pick from somebody. I don't know what his contract situation is looking like. I love Matt Mahomes' comment here. Evan Ingram,
Yeah.
Martell spin on the Packers look good. What were you going to say, Big B?
I was gonna say, I'm sure Fletcher Cox's contract is outrageous in some capacity, and it probably won't even work with our cap situation.
Yeah, and really, 6 years. So he's set to become unrestricted free agent in 2023. I'm looking at Spot Rack right now, and it actually doesn't look too bad. It looks like, okay. I got some bad news here. So this is right now the final year with how his contract is set up, and this was kind of smart by the Eagles. So he signed a 6-year deal in 2017, locks him up until 2023 or so. Okay, 6-year deal in 2016, and they have it really front loaded. They were really smart with this, and they have it backloaded, so he doesn't get the salary is basically loaded on 2022. He's made the highest he's made in these past 5 years. It's 3.3 million for his base salary, or 4 million last year for his base salary. That's the highest he's made. And then next year he's making 16 million for a base salary. And then I'm sure it only in 2023, or no, that's last year in 2022. So the Packers could possibly, they probably have some dead cap from it, but possibly hold on to him for this year and then release him. And the Eagles wanting to trade him kind of makes sense to move on from that dead cap. Their season's not going anywhere, even though they just destroyed the Lions today. But
yeah,
there's really no point in them to hold on to him and then have him due for that outrageous amount of money next year. But yeah, Fletcher Cox for second rounder, I'd maybe be apprehensive to do that. Third rounder, though, if the Eagles are in, it really depends on what trade offers they get. But if the Eagles are in, then the Packers are obviously going to make that move for a third rounder, I think.
Yeah, and with our history at the third round pick spot is not pretty either.
Yeah.
So
Ryan Gutekunst just like, you know what? I have not been good with this. Even if Fletcher Cox plays 2 games for us and then tears an ACL, it's probably better than it's been a better result than any third round draft pick I've had.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yikes.
Matt Mama, Aaron Donald for a 2024 6th rounder. Who says no? I mean, that seems like a really fair-sided trade to me.
Yeah.
Pretty much just like when the Vikings traded for that one running back from the Cowboys. Very, very fair-sided.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a steal for the Rams, really.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe Packers are giving them a little bit, maybe a 4th rounder more warranted for Aaron Donald. But maybe Sean McVay will give him that the discount there.
Yeah.
Any trade deadline players you're looking at, Big B?
Not really. I'm
Yeah.
not diving deep into it like other
Right.
years. Like
It's not.
I've already set my expectation that they're not making a move.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna
It's
chill on my couch looking at all these people overreact and just laugh at them. So
it's so funny, dude. The Instagram neck of the woods of Packers fans, as always, just deliver so much content gold. And I'm sure like they are getting hyped because they are about to make 20 posts on Monday and Tuesday being like the Packers need to trade for this player that is a washed up veteran starter that is making way too much money. But I didn't look at his contract, so don't ask me. Like I cannot wait to be on Instagram Monday and Tuesday for all of these trade proposals.
that's one reason why I hate Instagram a lot.
Mm.
That people who say, is he good to a
Is he
player we
good?
literally just signed 4 minutes ago and we never even heard of before? So yeah, it's fun. Not really.
Yeah. Well, we're heading into Chiefs week, everybody. We really went winning on this, but it was a fun one on Halloween. I wouldn't be doing anything else than talking Packers here on a Sunday night. And we'll be joined by MK Burgess sometime this week to talk Packers versus Chiefs. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. And man, I've been looking at myself in my camera here, and I'm really digging this this backflow I got going on. I'm trying to grow out my hair a little bit now, but I think I should just take a shortcut. Wear the beanie all the time. I can take the Adidas logo off, but I'm liking this I got going on here.
No comment.
No comment. But thanks everybody for watching. Can't thank you enough. Follow us on social media. So I don't know if I already said that. Either way, we appreciate it. Go Pack Go.